On the previous season of Mattwo's Random Reviews.
Ever have one of those days where you get baked into a giant pizza? All of the writers in the pizza were good guys. Why would you even care? Because Decade is mine! I will be the one who ends him. Taste the rainbow, motherfucker! What is this madness? I can't be Decade. There's already a Decade. Sorry, I can't help you with that.
You will review episode Red. Oh. Lord God, Libra?
I have decided to lift my restriction on your powers.
This unit is not actually a Dalek, but a sentient artificial intelligence created by Master. We're reviewers. It's our job to review things regardless of held against our will or not. It's our responsibility to review the bad stuff and stuff we don't like so that people don't wind up watching anything worse than a B movie or buying a horrible game. Mask. Change! Dokai 2! What is going on? Explain! Explain! Basically, you're screwed. Hisatsu. Origo Hisatsu Waza! Go Kaiju version! Error! Error! Exterminate! I wonder who sent that Dalek bot after me. This thing has given me an idea, though. So, how's it feel to have just been built? This unit is operating under optimal parameters. This one's gonna take a while, and a new voice chip. And now, Mattwo's Random Reviews, Season 2! Good morning, Ace Wings, Matt1. Matt, you install that new voice chip yet?
This unit has no need for such things, and runs at optimal proficiency without one.
Jeez, he'd tear out his motion processing unit if I hadn't stuck it to his power supply, or just in case something like this would happen. I think I know what his problem is, though. Wing Ace! The Flying Ace! Wing Ace has arrived! You've been here the entire time. Oh, wow. That seems kind of backwards, doesn't it? Well, yeah, it's an version of a common trope played for laughs most of the time or something. I don't know. Anyway, I need you to take Cybermat here and get him a personality and voice chip installed. Just make sure you don't get a zany or defective voice and personality chip, because the last thing I want him is to devolve into Q-Bot. Oh, jeez, not that guy. He's nothing but one big voice joke. And then a head joke and Sonic Lost World. Say, by the way, have you even reviewed Sonic Colors yet? Not yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to review in the near future. I see. Alright then, Wing Ace, away! Whoosh! Don't do the whoosh. People are gonna think you're ripping off Nylog. I don't need Kerbifer's fan base any more mad at me than they probably already were when I said something stupid before. Although for what it's worth, Kerbifer cleared up that mess pretty quickly and I just backed down. I really shouldn't have said that. For those of you watching at home, don't bother asking what I said. It was stupid and I'm not going to bother explaining it. It's over. Now then, speaking of famous internet celebrities, as an observer of worlds in my free time, let's see what all my favorite reviewers and analyzers are up to. Jeez, Matt, Pat, the way you make that sound, it's not game theory, it's a game fact. Gaijin Goomba, your video title is misleading. The game itself is not the devil. Wow, Easy Rider really looks like he's in a bit of a pinch. I'm sure that anonymous guy who's been helping him will wind up bailing him out. It's not like I can do anything right now. Anyway, Zeltrax Millennium seems to have his situation well in hand. And wow, 2001 A Space Odyssey. What an interesting thing for Linkara to be reviewing, all things considered. Oh yeah, good point, Nostalgia Critic. Scaring kids isn't really that bad of a thing. It really does depend on the kid. Oh, of course Digibrony would be too busy to reply to all the comments he gets. I mean, he's really freaking popular right now. Wow, a whole 2-episode review of Gaim already. I wonder why Mangacom didn't mention his Force Pony Tumblr though. That was a good opportunity to plug the thing. Goosebumps, huh? Man, Jontron really reviews some oddball games. So oddball that this isn't even a game. I guess he does TV episodes too now? Well, I do TV episodes, so I don't know. Wow, that Ultra Mammoth is clearly a redeco of Big Convoy, gotta say. Wait, Dead Matrix? Don't you mean Reconfiguration Matrix? I mean, I know there was a Nemesis Prime who had the Big Convoy mold, and he had the Dead Matrix. I think John 3.0 might have just messed up on that review. Either that or it actually does say Dead Matrix in the instruction manual. Let's see. Jeez, yet another hint from the decks about an upcoming plot line. Is anything ever going to come out of that? I mean, seriously, at this point I'm starting to wonder. Camera? How long has this thing been on? 4 minutes. Yeah, I'd better get to reviewing. Wait, what was I going to review again? One episode of Pokémon, of course. Ah, it looks like I'm just in time for my obligatory cameo. Man, I really need some more original, non-cross-fandom characters. I mean, the closest the thing I have to that is N, and he's canon and a minor character in your blog. And also happens to be a major recurring character in the show. Right, let's get to it then. At first, I decided to cave and get an actual intro. I know I don't like intros, but, you know, you could skip over it, even though skipping over it every time is kind of annoying. So yeah, Storywriter, just do the thing. Before I start the actual review, let me recap on some of the things that have happened up till now. Ash arrived in the Unova region, beat all the gym leaders, and is currently on a luxury cruise around the Delalora Islands on his way back home to the Kanto region. Along the way, he teamed up with fledgling dragon trainer Iris, who is amusingly a gym leader in black, 2 in white too, but is nowhere skilled or competent in the anime. I would personally blame Game Freak for not telling the anime's makers that they had such plans in store. As well as Cillian, one of the 3 triplet Striton City gym leaders, because Ash is still traveling around with gym leaders. However, this time Ash battled all 3 of the triplets and actually won fair and square. Though Oshawott using his scallop to redirect a solar beam counting as fair, well, that's up to you. It's not like that's how he won anyhow. And also joins as one of the traveling companions later on, being noticeably less antagonistic than in the games. This is because Ed actually knew that Team Galactic were up to no good this time around and wanted to run away and cut ties with them because Ed has Pokemon empathy powers, which allow him to talk and communicate with Pokemon like normal human beings, even when they can't actually talk normally. And in the anime, he also has powers similar to that of Aquaman or Squirrel Girl, where he can summon and command Pokemon using his powers. But that's only in the anime, and it's not something that Evidox has, by the way. Team Galactic tried to get in back, but their head scientist, Koras, invented a mind control machine that would replace N more or less. That rhymed. The machine completely overpowers the minds of Pokemon, and it makes them a bit more aggressive, and it's such a horrible invention even the Pokemon stealing Team Rocket trio, Jessie, James, and Meowth, aren't really hypocrites for not liking the thing as well. It helps that Rocket and Galactic are rivals for world domination, but these 3 have actual morals, something that can be pretty easy to forget. You could say these 3 aren't just black and white. Did you seriously just... Anyway, the episode starts with the opening narration saying that they've come across a thick fog cover while on the cruise. Our heroes comment on the fog and notice a shadowy figure approaching the ship that looks vaguely like a Zoroark. The shadow disappears and they do the reasonable thing, ask the captain what it was. The captain didn't see it. Typical. The ship starts its approach to something around the island. Don't care, name's not really important. It does have a bit of a hint that will solve the mystery in this episode. That'll come up later on, but it's not really that important. The heroes reason that the islanders will most likely know what the shadow was, and we see someone listening in from the side of the boat, or the hallway, I don't know. Jesse? James? The international policeman Looker? Keep watching, you'll see. After the theme song and episode title card, they arrive on the island. Team Rocket, who are inside yet another fish-themed submarine, this time the blue-striped version of Basculin, are spying on the heroes. As always. They talk about how they're going to nab Pikachu. These guys are really lofty, really freaking diehards with an incredibly lofty goal, aren't they? Can't say their determination isn't impressive. Stupid, but impressive. They go to a restaurant and, wow, Nintendo USA doesn't even bother trying to erase the kanji, do they? I think 4Kids had the right idea here, honestly. They think a Snorlax is coming out of the restaurant. Hey, isn't that guy a little short to be a snore trooper? Really? The guy says that there's no giant Pokémon, says that it would have been a huge tourist attraction, pointing out how desolate the place is. You know, personally, I think a giant Pokémon would be causing the desolation on an island. No, because they're so scary and stuff. Iris and Ash are fully convinced they saw something, and the restaurant owner says that he did hear someone say that there was a giant Pokémon on a small island next to the one that they're on. Ash gets directions to the other island, and the heroes head off. Sealand stealing a tourist pamphlet without paying. But the owner laments instead on not having told them that the bridge to the island is down. Oh my god, another downed bridge, seriously? The mysterious person followed shortly after. They arrived at the downed bridge and Team Rocket arrives nearby, wondering what the heroes are up to. Thankfully for our heroes, the tide shift and a land bridge appears and Team Rocket follows. The heroes get across and comment on the scene rain and start the exploration. The heroes don't get too very far before a giant version of the Durant Eater Pokémon, Heatmore, appears. Heatmore uses Flamethrower and the island's Pokémon freak the heck out, causing Iris' Atsu to get sleep spored by a Stromish. Looks more like Stun Spore than Spore to me, honestly. Yeah, whatever. The heroes bail, but they reach a cliff.
Why is it chasing us?
Well, whatever the reason, there seems to be lots of outrage.
Hold on! Heatmore isn't able to use outrage! Knock it off! Don't get technical!
Bug up!
Cornered with no other way out, Ash does what Ash does best and tells Pikachu to use Thunderbolt. Kind of like how Naruto constantly spams Kage Bushin Jutsu. And it works just about as well in this case. Which is strange because Heatmore is only a fire type, not fire on ground. Ash has Pikachu use Electro Ball, but of course that's not going to work. Heatmore uses another flamethrower, sending Pikachu flying off the edge of the cliff, but Ash just barely makes the save. Heatmore prepares yet another flamethrower, but the mysterious person gets in the way, and Heatmore seems surprised by something, and walks away, the fog cover building as it does. The fire and mystery Pokémon vanishing along with the fog.
It's like everything we saw was an illusion. I'd say we've got a mystery.
Uh-oh, better call Scooby and the gang. Okay, I admit that one was kind of funny. Iris points out that Axe's condition was still indeed real, and they try to get back to the main island to find a Pokemon Center. Meanwhile, Jesse and James are stuck in some thick fog, and Meowth is nowhere to be found. They see a silhouette of a Meowth and...
Down here, geniuses.
Huh?
You know, you walk way too fast.
Meowth? Point taken. So tell me who that is over there.
Meowzilla! The mammoth Meowth terrorizes the trio. Sorry saying that, but I say I already tripped over it somewhat. And they get scared off a cliff. May or may not be the same cliff. Wow, the voice actors sound just as confused about not being blasted off again instead.
Who's that Pokémon?
Oh, gee, I wonder...
It's Zoroark!
Remember when these didn't have anything to do with the episode and thus didn't spoil the episode, and now they've gone and spoiled the mystery as well. Anyone who has watched the movies could easily figure it out by now. The heroes find themselves lost in, what? Lost in a bouncing forest! Are you bouncing kidding me? Thankfully, they immediately spot a rundown Pokémon Center. Prepare for a lot of obvious clues that the heroes completely failed to piece together, including the fact that the place is clearly out of business. Sealand winds up being the voice of reason for most of the time, such as right now.
Relieved.
Although, it does look like it could use some sprucing up. And why would a Pokémon Center exist on such a desolate island?
However, Iris is way too concerned about her Axu to really care. And here comes another clue. A ton of wild Pokemon at the counter with no nurse in sight, which promptly bail, nearly trampling our heroes who freak the heck out.
A bunch of wild Pokémon.
I wonder if this Pokémon Center takes care of wild Pokémon too.
Iris, take a good look around. Does this look like a place fit to take care of anything? And Audino appears and Iris tells it to get Nurse Joy. Audino vanishes and Nurse Joy appears instead. Joy says she'll prepare something and Audino takes her place, bringing out a mortar and pestle. Ash wonders where Joy is. Audino bails again and Joy takes her place. Audino swaps out with Joy, and here comes another huge red flag. The Pokemon Center using berries instead of machines. And then this happens.
Could we speak to Nurse Joy? Hi. You're gonna use these berries to make medicine, right? I don't know.
Where's Audino?
Audino! No!
Where's Nurse Joy?
Coming!
Now where's Audino? Nurse Joy? Audino? Nurse Joy? Audino? Nurse Joy? Audino? Nurse Joy? Audino? Nurse Joy?
When even someone as dense as Ash can see the problem here, it's not a very good act, whatever that thing is. Joy prepares the berries when once again Sealand, who notices there's something off about the center's methods. Iris gives Axu the medicine, Sealand and Ash feel something is off, but they just don't have the brain power to put two and two together. But then again, they're still lacking decisive evidence, and if Phoenix Wright has taught me everything, decisive evidence is very important. And if this episode has taught me anything, Sealand actually does have the capacity to put this together. Axu gets better, a mysterious person bursts into the Pokemon Center and turns out to be an older Nurse Joy, who happens to be an investigator for this Pokemon Center organization or something. She had heard that there was an illegally operated Pokemon Center on the island. 3 guesses which one it is. Turns out the center was shut down 10 years ago due to lack of business. She reveals that the Nurse Joy at the counter is an imposter, as if that wasn't obvious enough. When questioned, the fake Nurse Joy suddenly starts glowing and the heroes and Nurse are transported inside of a memory illusion. And here comes that decisive evidence. In the memory, a Nurse Joy rescued a Zorua, and it's revealed it's the very same Nurse Joy who had been working at the very same Pokemon Center 10 years ago. The memory shifted further ahead, and it turns out Zorua had visited the center often and helped Nurse Joy out making medicine and getting berries. Joy does the thing Ash and Iris couldn't achieve. She figured it out. And after the illusion faded, it's once again Sealand who had managed to realize what's really happening here.
Of course! Zorua is able to change its shape!
Zorua asked why Joy left, and again she explains that she was forced to shut the center down, adding that she never actually got to tell Zorua, but because Ed stopped coming, so she didn't really get the chance to tell it. Zorua then reveals with another memory illusion that it had actually evolved since Joy left into Zorak.
What's going on?
Zorua!
Zoroark!
Additionally, after it had evolved, it had noticed that there was poachers on the island and used its illusion powers to become the island's guardians, thus explaining the giant heat more. It also turns out Joy had also seen the giant Zoroark illusion from the cruise ship. Joy mindlessly scolds it for keeping the center open, passing it as doing so off as a prank. And of course even Ash and Iris could figure out why he kept the center open.
I get it! This isn't any prank! The treatment Axie received was fine. Yep, Zoroark's remedy was perfect. Here's the proof. Look! I've never seen Axie feeling better. Axie!
So, those wild Pokémon were here in the Pokémon Center lobby so they could get medical help from you, correct?
You know, Joy, could you be so insensitive? I can't even... What? The heroes convinced Joy to reopen the center to take care of the wild Pokémon, and Zoroark drops its Nurse Joy illusion, and Joy asks it to help her once again.
I'd feel lonely doing it all by myself. I could really use your help. You know, we should turn this into a Pokémon Center for wild Pokémon, because that's what this really is. So how does that sound, you and I?
Great! Now there's a perfect pair.
Moment of heartwarming.
I just thought of something. Why don't we clean up this place so it's good as new?
Touching.
Sounds like a great idea.
And so on that note, the heroes get to work to getting the place looking good as new.
Please, Nurse Joy, take good care of the Pokémon, okay?
Of course. I promise. Won't we, Zoroark?
Wait, did they just troll Ash right there? Anyway, the episode ends with Joy and Zoroark waving farewell as the heroes take off on the ship again. I'm not really gonna bother doing pros and cons because I don't really have much more to say, so let's just get down to the final work. I give this episode a 4 out of 5. Jesse, James, and Meowth didn't really do anything in spite of claims that they would do so. Honestly, the episode is fairly formulaic as far as filler episodes in Pokemon always seem to be, but I'm a sucker for a happy ending, and really there weren't any other major problems with it. Honestly, I only reviewed this episode because it was one of the few I've actually watched recently, because I don't really keep up with the anime. I watched the movies, but I've fallen behind some point in the Johto regions where the last time I really watched the show in proper continuity. But I really enjoyed this episode. And I'll be reviewing another one that I really liked, a slightly more interesting one, and a tiny bit more controversial of a story next time I cover Pokemon. This one will involve N, Game Plasma, and Reshiram. Trust me, it's a really good one. What the heck was that? It was coming from the hallway. Whatever it is, I need to go now. Who's there? I was just passing through Dark Rider. Remember me? So it's you after all. I haven't found my version of Decade yet. I have been wandering, with no identity of my own. I have no one to turn to, which is why I came to you, the one who put me in this mess to begin with. Oh, this time you're in luck. I can actually help you now. I can change you personally, give you a new identity. Do it. A cheap recolor? Is it really any different than what you were as Dark Decade? I suppose not, touche. From now on you'll be known as Kamen Rider 2Cade, where Decade was a force of good, and as Dark Decade you were a force of evil. You are now a force of neutrality, free to do whatever you wish. I see. What is it with you and naming everything you create with twos? Well, first of all, I didn't name everyone I created those twos, technically speaking. I created you and Cloudus when I altered the timeline, after all. Also, you made me. Yes, you too. And pretty much every living being in this universe before I started merging universes, also UV-Doc's original universe. You see, for the most part, I just use twos to differentiate canon characters from other canon characters and other alternate character interpretations. Anyway, that's not really important. First of all, 2Kid, what will you do now? If it's not too much problem, I would like to stay here with you for now. No problem, this office building has plenty of unused rooms. I'll arrange living quarters for you and Cybermat to live together. I do not require living quarters. Trust me, Cybermat, this is for your own good. Why don't you just kick out the Ace Wings? They have their own cloud apartment over in Ponyville. Because they're family. Are we family? I'll let you figure that out for yourself. That's why I created you, so that you could learn, adapt, and evolve. And because other reviewers have robots, admit it. I plead the fifth. As for another important matter, what personality chip did you get him, Wing? The only ones they had in stock were bland and generic. Lame. Well, I'm sure they'll help him adapt at least. Lastly, what should I review next?
The whole world. Communication.
Collaboration.
Fighting.
Not fighting.
Light.
Darkness.
Internet. A new world.
In the year 2000, Sega announced that it would, within the year, create a new world. In that virtual world, the Internet. And draw the front line of network gaming for the whole world. Of Phantasy Star Online. In this network virtual environment, you can take adventures with other people all over the world without ever leaving your home. Yes, you heard us correctly. We're talking about the world's first network multiplayer consumer RPG. The gaming population is the entire population of the world. We want you to enter the world of Ultimate Network Gaming. We want to give you the experience of traveling to distant planets and communicating in real time. The colonists who reached this planet by spaceship witnessed a tremendous and mysterious explosion. Just what is it that happened here? To find out, you'll have to communicate and cooperate with people logging in from all over the world. Solve numerous intricate puzzles, and win heroic battles with ferocious monsters. To succeed, you'll have to cross national and ethnic borders to communicate and collaborate, exchanging items and information. Relax now, worry not. Language barriers have broken down entirely. You can even build a common front in real time with players on the other side of the Earth 20,000 kilometers away. And the world of Phantasy Star Online lasts for eternity. You can visit this world whenever you want, as long as you want, and do whatever you want. 1,000 beats a day, 365 days a year. An unlimited adventure fantasy with property, item exchange, information exchange, and chat functions for communication. An unlimited adventure fantasy, 1,000 beats a day, 365 days a year. Online gaming open to the entire population of the world. Phantasy Star Online. The gaming revolution comes in the year 2000. The door to the future. The door to freedom.
Oh good, you're going to find out why I keep using the words fouls and shift for self-censorship. Till next time everyone, stay tuned.